Oh my goodness, we've just seen history and we have a gold medal in sailing. It's the first in a single-handed class by a British woman since the woman who was commentating on that race, Shirley Robertson. And there's gold medalists aplenty. They're coming out of our ears, Dame Laura. Sir Chris, great to see you. First of all, reaction to events down there. Wonderful stuff, Chris.
Oh, it's incredible. Just looking at the overall total medal count, 50 medals so far.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the sort of thing you fancy getting on?
I mean, no, not really, I don't think, but I love the celebrations. Like, if we could celebrate like that, that would have been class.
Absolutely. Well, obviously, we'll hope to hear from Ellie in a short while when she's come ashore and come down from on high. Brilliant stuff for the 27-year-old from Poole in Dorset. Everybody will be cock-a-hoop there. We've got to get visors down and skin suits on, guys, because it's a very, very busy afternoon at the track, is it not? At the Hooken is...
that slipstream. So it's balancing it right, and they push their own air. They're going a longer distance. You can just squeeze it in, and hopefully...
March has had a more circuitous route to get into this quarter-final via the repechage, but she's in there and fighting. Great, great British pedigree in this one, obviously, guys, with Vic Pendleton with the gold in London and obviously Becky James taking a terrific silver in Rio. So chances peppered throughout these 4 quarter-finals. Let's enjoy them with Chris Boardman and Simon Brotherton.
Actually matter, did it really?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult in that situation because you're thinking conserve energy, incredibly strong in one rotational direction. So side onto the wheel and jabbed your finger through it, you could poke a hole in that carbon. It's 2 layers, it's 2...
The double Omnium champion. Now, that basically sort of identifies the greatest all-round cyclist. Used to be, what, 6 events over 2 days. It's now down to 4 today.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's changed completely, in my opinion, and taking laps by the time, you know, they get to that.
Well, it's roughly sort of going to travel about 60 kilometres in the next 3 hours or so.
Literally 3 hours.
A lot of work. Now, we mentioned Ethan, and obviously you've got to have a lot in the tank in terms of Omnium races to have achieved that in the last couple of years, Laura. You were obviously the expert at this. What did you love about it? What did you dread before an Omnium competition?
I mean, to be honest, I preferred the old format. I was much better at the 2-day. The time trial, the timed events for me were the ones that, you know, I was really confident going into. So any of those, 500 metre, absolutely loved it. New format, elimination race was really the only one I actually enjoyed. The 10...
always rode it perfectly, knew how to read the race. You always... over the years watching you racing, but yeah, you would always win it. Like, it was never in doubt whenever you're racing an Omnium. So
well, let's see how things go, guys, because the scratch race is the first. It's a straight 10k race, 40 laps of the track, and we're going to join this with quite a bit of it done just to see how things pan out in the first of the 4 Omnium races. Result may be looked at again because there was a little question about where Ota was in that race.
Yeah, I mean, we just spoke about it then, actually, because it isn't the bit where...
I know. Exciting times, Chris. Let's talk about Emma Finucane. And I just wonder, you talked about positioning as much as Carlin's sprint. He was in the last heat here, and we were discussing it with...
They are shorter than the normal races, bar the elimination race, because obviously that's the distance of the amount of riders. But yeah, I think they'll probably still be feeling quite good going into this.
And the elimination, it's a fun one to race if you're not going for an Olympic...
Real strength. He's absolutely firing on all cylinders. Yeah. So I think we've got an exciting points race to look forward to.
I think you have, and just a bit touch and go, isn't it, Chris? It's going to be very interesting. So my shift is done, but can either of Great Britain's athletes win it, do you reckon?